You've probably heard the same advice 100 times. If she's not interested, move on. But what if I told you that interest isn't fixed? That a woman who once ignored you could suddenly start craving your presence? The truth is, attraction isn't about chasing. It's about psychology. Welcome back to Psychology Insight. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the hidden psychology that makes a woman want you, even when she swore she wasn't interested. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see why most men fail, and how you can flip that script without begging, chasing, or trying too hard. If you're serious about understanding female psychology, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. 1. Why chasing kills attraction. You know that instinct you get when you like someone? You want to text them more, call them often, show up for them, prove that you're serious. It feels natural, right? The problem is, that natural instinct is exactly what kills attraction. The more you chase, the faster she pulls away. Why? Because chasing changes the balance. Instead of her feeling like she's lucky to get your attention, she sees you as the one desperate for hers, and no one craves what they already have too much of. Think of it like this. Imagine someone gives you your favorite food every single day, for free. At first, you're excited, but after a while, it becomes routine. You don't crave it anymore, because you know it'll always be there. That's exactly how women feel when a man is too available, too eager, too present. She doesn't get the chance to miss you, because you're already flooding her with attention. And here's the deeper issue. Chasing sends a hidden message. It says, I don't see myself as valuable enough to stand still. I need to convince you. That's insecurity, and nothing drains attraction faster than insecurity. Women don't fall for the guy who begs for attention. They're drawn to the man who seems so sure of himself that he doesn't need to run after anyone. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you text a woman 3 times a day and she gives short, cold replies. Most men panic. They think, I need to try harder. So they send even more messages, call her, maybe even show up uninvited. But the man who understands female psychology, he does the opposite. He steps back, he gives her space. And what happens? Often she notices the silence. She wonders, why isn't he texting? Did he lose interest? Did he meet someone else? That curiosity is powerful. So if you want a woman, even one who's not interested right now, to eventually think about you, the first rule is simple. Stop chasing. Let her feel your absence, because silence will always speak louder than 1,000 texts. 2. Silence speaks louder than texts. Most men believe communication is the key. They think if they text good morning, check in at lunch, and say goodnight before bed, she'll eventually warm up to them. On paper, it sounds like effort. In reality, it just makes your presence too common. When your words are always available, they lose their value. Silence, on the other hand, is heavy. It lingers. It makes her wonder what's going on in your world. And that wondering is far more powerful than familiarity. Curiosity fuels attraction. When you go quiet, her brain fills the gap. Why didn't he text me today? What's he doing? Who's he with? That guessing game keeps you alive in her mind in a way no constant texting ever could. But let's clear something up. Silence isn't about ignoring her or acting childish. It's not some manipulative trick. It's about balance. It's about proving that you have a life outside her notifications, that your happiness doesn't depend on whether she replies or not, and that subtle message, that's what builds respect. Picture this. You've been talking to a woman every day, and then suddenly her replies get shorter, colder, maybe even delayed. The average guy panics. He sends more messages, hoping to pull her back in. But the man who understands psychology, he pulls away. He lets the silence breathe. What happens then? More often than not, she feels the gap. She looks at her phone, expecting your name. Maybe she even texts first. Because here's the truth. Attention is currency. The more you hand it out freely, the less it's worth. But when you pull back, when you create scarcity, suddenly your attention feels rare, and people crave what's rare. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say to a woman is nothing at all. 3. Stop being too available. We live in a time where men think availability equals loyalty. Cancel your plans, reply instantly, always say yes. And while it looks like effort, it feels like desperation. Women don't want a man who's always free. They want a man who has his own life. Think back to a time when you wanted something badly, maybe a job, a prize, or even a person. The reason you wanted it so much was because it wasn't easily available. The chase made it exciting. Now, imagine getting something handed to you without lifting a finger. It doesn't feel the same, does it? The same psychology applies to attraction. When you're too available, you become predictable. Predictability is comfortable, but it's not exciting. Excitement comes from uncertainty, from wondering if he'll say yes or no, from realizing that his time isn't guaranteed. A man who sometimes says, "I can't, I'm busy," sends a strong message. My life has purpose outside of you. That's magnetic. The truth is, women don't crave men who orbit around them. They're drawn to men who live with purpose, who have passions, goals, and priorities. A man who says, "I'd like to see you, but I've got work to finish tonight," communicates far more value than the guy who cancels his life just to wait by the phone. So stop being the man who's always there no matter what. Stop giving away your availability for free. The less predictable you are, the more she'll wonder about you. And the more she wonders, the more she feels drawn in. 4. Mystery beats honesty. Every time. We're taught from a young age that honesty is the best policy. And in relationships, yes, honesty matters. But in attraction, too much honesty too soon kills the spark. Why? Because attraction thrives on mystery. Most men think oversharing builds connection. They tell her everything, where they're going, who they're with, how they're feeling, what they want long term. They think it proves transparency. In reality, it removes the curiosity that keeps her hooked. Think about a great story. What makes it exciting? It's not knowing what happens next. It's the suspense, the unknown. If a movie spoiled the ending in the first 5 minutes, you'd probably stop watching. That's how women feel about men who reveal everything from the start. Curiosity creates desire. When she doesn't fully know what you're about, her mind fills in the blanks. She starts to wonder, who is he with? Why didn't he tell me what he's doing? That guessing game makes you linger in her thoughts. But if you hand her every answer up front, there's no room for imagination. And without imagination, there's no tension. So keep a little back. Don't explain everything. Let her discover parts of you slowly. Not because you're hiding things, but because you understand that attraction isn't built on full disclosure. It's built on mystery. Sometimes it's not what you tell her that makes her want you. It's what you don't. 5. Never compete for her attention. Many men make this fatal mistake, competing. They see other guys comment on her posts and rush to outdo them. They hear her talk to another man and feel the need to be louder, funnier, more impressive. They think winning her attention is about outperforming everyone else. But here's the harsh truth. If you're competing, you've already lost. Real men don't compete for attention. They attract it. A man who knows his worth doesn't care who else is in her inbox. He doesn't get jealous of every like on her pictures. His confidence is steady. And that stability is rare. When you compete, you send the message that she's above you, that her attention is a prize and you're just another contestant trying to earn it. But the men women truly want are the ones who flip that script, the ones who see themselves as the prize. Stop putting her on a pedestal. She's human. She's not above you. And the more you act like she is, the less she respects you. The men women chase are the ones who don't need to fight for attention because their presence already commands it. So don't compete. Let her compete. When she realizes your time, your focus, your energy aren't cheap, she'll value them more. That's when the shift happens. That's when she begins to chase. 6. Confidence is more addictive than love. Most guys think love is enough, that if you show her loyalty, affection, and effort, she'll naturally be drawn in. But here's the reality. Love without confidence doesn't feel like love at all. It feels like weakness, and weakness never attracts. Confidence, though, that's magnetic. It's not arrogance. It's quiet. It's the way you walk into a room like you belong there. The way you make decisions without second-guessing yourself. The way you can stand by your opinions without folding just to please her. Confidence signals strength. It tells her you can handle life, that you're stable, that you don't need constant approval. And women are wired to be drawn to that. That's why you'll often see a woman with a man who isn't the best looking, isn't the richest, but he's unshakably confident. That unspoken belief in himself outweighs every other factor. Love makes her smile. Confidence makes her crave. Love is sweet, but confidence is addictive. That's what lingers in her mind after you've gone. That's what makes her replay moments with you long after the conversation ends. So stop trying to win her with pure affection. Without confidence, affection feels like neediness. With confidence, affection feels like power, and power is unforgettable. 7. Make her think she's losing you. Here's the raw truth. People don't value what's guaranteed. They value what they could lose, and women are no different. If she knows you'll always be there, no matter how she treats you, she won't respect you. But the moment she feels she might lose you, everything changes. This isn't about playing games. It's about living with self-respect. When you stop making yourself permanently available, when you start prioritizing your own life, she feels the shift, and that shift sparks fear. What if he's moving on? What if someone else has his attention? What if I blew my chance? That fear triggers desire. Suddenly she's the one checking in, the one craving your time, the one chasing after what she once took for granted. Think about it. Every time you almost lost something important, you realized its value instantly. A friendship, an opportunity, even a possession. The thought of losing it made you want it more. Women feel the same about men. So stop guaranteeing yourself to women who don't value you. Make them earn your presence. Let them feel what life looks like without you, because the man who can walk away is the man she'll always chase. And there you have it, female psychology laid bare. Attraction isn't about chasing or proving yourself. It's about space, confidence, and self-respect. Now let me ask you, have you ever pulled back from a woman and noticed her suddenly chase you? Drop your story down in the comments. I'd love to read it. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Psychology Insight, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss these psychology secrets. In the next video, I'll show you why giving a woman your full loyalty too soon can actually push her away. Stay tuned for that one.